Welcome to Essential Shorts videos, where we take a look into the world of student ministry one topic at a time. Now today's topic is relationships. Now not the normal approach to relationship ministry, but a different look into how youth are affected by relating to others. I call this relational math. So we know that youth are highly relational, and we know that if we can understand their relational world, we stand a better chance at introducing them to Christ and nurturing them in their faith. So students are in the process of discovering who they are and what they believe. So it's a commonplace for them to behave differently according to the social situation that they're in. Now, we understand there's 5 major social areas. We have home, school, church, job, and leisure. And of course, leisure includes sports. So I was introduced to this idea of relational math from a ministry friend of mine named Bob Taylor. Now, although I've developed it over the years, I'll be forever grateful for the insight that Bob gave me. And I want to share the version of this with you. All right, first let's consider the math problem, Y1 does not equal Y2. In other words, no two youth are exactly alike. In other words, a shotgun approach to ministry will hit something, but it's not nearly as effective as a sharpshooter with a rifle. So we must remember that youth are individual people with individual needs. Yes, they have many things in common, and at times they appear to be clones from the same adolescent recipe. But they're unique and specific in needs. Now, while we as youth ministers know this to be true, too often we shortcut our ministry and we group our teenagers into one single lump sum and tend to sort of treat them as the same because they have many things in common with each other. While this is expedient and comfortable to put students into one category, it's not a healthy practice. So often we do this because culture pushes us in this way, and youth are categorized in culture. And so we have to be mindful that we don't treat them as a collective group only. If we approach students as a collective group too often, then we begin teaching them and relating to them as if they're all the same. This is especially important to remember for the small group leader. So what makes Y1 different than Y2? Well, there's spiritual development or faith maturity. We don't want to fall into the attendance trap, which means that just because they're here all the time or they're there often, that they love the Lord more than anyone else, or their heart is more tender or open to what God is doing. That may be the case. Or just because a boy is big and mature looking doesn't mean that he is anything more emotionally mature or spiritually deep. But Y1 is different than Y2 also because of friends. Some have many friends. Some have only a few friends. Some feel like they don't have a friend at all, and one are exclusively a one-friend person. So Youth 1 is different from Youth 2, also in learning ability. Some love to explore, some love to create, some are visually strong, some are more audible, and some like to experiment hands-on. They're different in their hobbies and interests. There's just an endless number of interests that students have today that are available to them in this generation. Of course, they're different in personality. Some are shy, some are withdrawn, some are introverts, some are extroverts, some are balanced and mixed. They're different in their family life. Some have brothers and sisters that are biological. Some are a blended family, single parent. All these things you already know. They're different, but we have to keep in mind that all these things make them unique and not just as a group category. Okay, so another relational math problem is Y1 plus T does not equal Y1. Now, Youth 1 plus time does not equal Youth 1. This is good news for us in youth ministry. In other words, the youth that you teach today will not be the same youth that grows up tomorrow. The time that you invest will yield a wonderful product. So time is the factor that you have to work with, and it's one of the most important variables, and you hold the key to how that time is used if you count it valuable. So this student will be growing up, and he's a culmination of his life experiences with the time that you've afforded him. Even though that is passing and he is maturing, he will take from you on the journey based on the time that you've invested in him as a youth leader or as a small group leader. So they're packing for this life journey, and God has given them to you and entrusted them to you to help them pack and prepare accordingly with the truth that you speak into their life. So your goal is to help them leave all the negative, detracting baggage, the scarring baggage behind, and to pack the good memories, the good experiences where Christ has intersected their life and they've learned from even rough times. So the good thing is that God never wastes a pain. He never wastes a hurt. And so you want them to take this U-Haul of life and shaping these experiences that have been woven in and out of God's Word and use it to guide them in the stability, maturing, godly followers of Christ. So the student that you invest in today will not be the same student of tomorrow.